Hello, everybody. Today we are going live with the Women Inspiring Network once again. And of course, you all know what Women Inspiring Network is all about. It's a platform which creates ecosystem for women to thrive and create. We've also started a lockdown series where we're getting voices of 100 women across sectors, whether they're doctors, whether they're medical professionals, entrepreneurs, bankers, home bakers, home entrepreneurs. We're getting the positive stories, what kept everybody positive out there. And last week we had the mommy bloggers, Shwetas, who had joined us. Today we have the Talk Studio with 50K followers joining us. So watch out for more. I think she'll be joining us soon. Hi. So now we shall have Chandni from the Talk Studio joining us, and she's going to tell us something really interesting, tips on Quora Talk, something which she has conceptualized herself. Hi, Chandni. So I was just telling our viewers about the Talk Studio and how you have close to or even more than 55,000 viewers. And, Chandni is going to be telling us all about Quora Talk, something which she has actually thought of during the quarantine. And it's really an interesting concept. And Chandni, would you like to tell us a little bit about the Talk Studio also and
Yeah.
introduce the Talk Studio?
Okay. So basically, I'm Chandni Kumar, and I'm a creative consultant, educator, and a digital influencer. I call myself a people's person because I believe there's enough sun for everybody to sort of grow together. And I think it's very important that because each one of us takes inspiration from someone and move forward in life. So, and your platform is beautifully curated for the same. Knowing about me, you can go on my profile, swipe up, go to my bio. It has all the links, and you'll get to know a lot more about me. Coming to Talk Studio, it's made of people, my experiences, and all things creative, under the lifestyle domain. Having said that, I have put those skills together under a hashtag called Discover the Unique. I hope you are familiar with it, and we've done a couple of events together in terms of where we've in a way helped each other reach out to our audiences and showcase what different brands have to offer. Uh, Moving to a quick introduction about Quora Talk, which is Talk Studio's baby. It is basically beneficial and fun for all viewers because the concept here is about sharing something different, fun during the quarantine. That's why the term Quora Talk. So it's like a quarantine talk, and I think each one of us are doing something different and exploring our own spaces and trying to reach out to our audiences. So here in Quora Talk, you can get very interestingly, you can get something to take back, which is a skill of your own. And how can you take that skill back? It's classes, and I think I'm gonna, you know, sort of duplicate an interesting, not exactly replicate the whole storytelling workshop that we've already done on our platform. But today, I think
Sure.
is to sort of learn. I hope everybody's got a papers.
Yes, I can see people waving out to us.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So that's really interesting because what I was also telling Chandni just before you joined us, how the Women Inspiring Network has is trying to get 100 positive voices during the lockdown. from influencers to media personalities to doctors to home bakers to entrepreneurs, interior designers, fashion designers. The one thing which kept us positive, and of course, I can already see that, conceptualizing Quora Talk is one of the really interesting move which you've done. And I, of course, know you for quite some time. So I know you were planning to move to Mumbai just before the lockdown. And so tell us about your journey and what has been your winning strategy in this period.
So I think, especially for, being a digital content curator, it has been a bit easier because for us it's about creating content, and we are very known to platforms that extend where we can reach out with our messages to a lot of people. I think we've started consuming ourselves into making a lot of digital content, and keep moving further. When we look at it, we can use. I think we have even something very interesting. I would like to share. Like TikTok is a new platform, and I think they've come up with a hashtag called TikTok Edu, which means that video. So that's also in a way where if you have Instagram, you have Facebook also, which is now picking up these days because I think traffic was more driven towards Instagram. I think also is picking up because all our parents were very savvy with it. Like the TG comes with say above 35, 50, I think they have consuming a lot of Facebook these days. So I think the strategy is that or showcase your talent live. You have a phone, you have a camera, you just go out there and you record yourself. And I think, that's where you learn what works for you and what doesn't. And it has to go through a trial and error. So,
Yeah, yeah. And so, and just tell me, how do you stay motivated? What has kept you, that one thing which has kept you positive?
well, one thing that's kept me positive is, you know, very, like, how do I say it? Like, in terms of, I have goals in terms of, like, instead of saying that I'll go and I'll work and I'll network with, say, 10 people, I think for me, my, what is keeping me going is that every day I'm meeting new people, I'm interacting with new people, but from a digital base. So it's just that the platform has switched a little, but then yet we are still, each one of us are connected. So I think digital media and the digital space has been my winning key, where I at least feel that we are sane. In fact, if this was not there, I think we would have been going crazy.
Yeah. And so, have you faced any sort of challenges for content creation during this time? Because, for an influencer, you guys have to move around a lot to look at content. But, since we've all been in a lockdown, did you face any sort of challenges?
Yes, actually, I did face a lot of challenges, and I've had days where, I did not even post. I did not even make a single post, and I was just wondering, okay, what picture to upload. And, even if I do a travel throwback, I was feeling bad for myself because I was like, oh shit, I cannot travel, for the next 2, 3 months. And I think, it sort of created a space of mental health where I think, I think it's important to be aware of it as well. And I think it's okay if you think you're not being able to, put something out there. But how I moved further from that space is that I started looking at things around me, around my house, what was available, what wasn't available. Maybe I tried looking for a blank white wall. I went through YouTube and I tried to, see how do you set up a studio at home. To looking at aspects as what's going on in my daily house, because like now you are paying more attention to it, like what my dad is doing, what my mom is doing, say what my grandmother is looking into, because she's always watching the news. So maybe what's trending, I picked
Yeah.
out from there and started making content. And I think that's you
That
know
you, yeah, I was really inspired by your Quora talk, and I would really like to tell all the viewers to please log on to YouTube and do type in Quora Talk on Chandni's Talk Studio, because there's some really amazing master classes there. And so, and of course we are going to be doing a masterclass soon with Chandni, and she's going to give us tips. So, but I thought I'll ask her some more questions, like what has she seen in terms of trend in the digital space, the top 3 trending apps, so if you could throw some light on that, that would be great.
Definitely. I'm very excited to answer all your questions here today. So, where do I start with? Do I start with
How the digital space is evolving, which have been the top 3 trending apps.
Okay, I think a lot of people have also been, okay, coming on the business side. If I just talk about entrepreneurs and people who are more professional, I think LinkedIn has become a good space where people can explore. It's literally putting your resume out there. You can, make your profile and build on your profile. They also have a lot of courses that they're offering, and you can take training from there, which is the starter courses are free of cost. And then if you think it brings value to you, you can obviously pay up and get onto LinkedIn Premium and monetize your profile. But I think that's a great business networking platform that is really picked up. Amidst the lockdown. Uh, then the secondly, I think a lot of people face challenges. They might have content, but then they are struggling with feeling that, okay, my picture is not that great. I need to edit this, or I need to make it better. So see, a lot of editing apps have become very handy, and I've always been asked because and I love to share this with everyone out there. I There are a lot of people who still ask me, message me that I curate stories in a well formatted style instead of just putting out a picture. It's just a mere effort where you make your content better, and you have applications like Unfold. Again, they all are paid apps, but then I feel if you're doing it professionally, it can really boost you as a content curator. And there's so art that I use. That's about 800 rupees a year that you pay up, and you get a lot of templates from which you can explore. Then you have Unfold has free templates, so you can actually go there and try it out if you want to give, the editing templates, you want to edit some story templates and put it out there. Also about content planning, I think Buffer is a good software that everybody can use because you can actually schedule your Instagram posts. In case you feel you can't go back to your platform and you're new to the platform and it's too much for you to, deal with in terms of content creation. So that's another app which is very, very good. And moving further to how do you monetize your blog, I can give you a very, very good tip. Guys, this is a small hack, but because we are moving into the digital space, I think it will work for each one of you. Whenever you go on Instagram, specifically talking about it, you are posting a photograph and which is related to say your travel. It's a travel post and you're at so and you're struggling with the right hashtag. That also is a concern. You can go to the search tab, uh, like mountain, and you can
Okay.
drop tags right there. So those are the tags that are trending. So that's a good tip where you can start, you know, make use of those hashtags to boost your page. Another biggest hack is Instagram really posts and features some account on their own. Instagram has its own Instagram account, and they also release hashtags and weekly hashtags. If you incorporate them and synchronize the things that they are working on, you can really boost your profile. So that's another very interesting insider tip that I would like
Yeah.
to share with you.
So I think we're going to do that more for our Women Inspiring Network also, and take those tips. And if someone wants to build a career for as an influencer,
Yeah.
what what do you think? What are the traits you think they should have? And how like how should they go about it, like how did you go about it? Maybe you can sort of throw a light on your journey, and what does it take to be an influencer? I mean, it's really amazing that today you have so many followers, so that is something which I think our viewers would like to know. And
Okay. So, talking about my entire journey as an influencer, what is very, very interesting is that first, you need to understand your genre. So that's the foremost, recognizing your genre, pace yourself out. You tend to get lost and not really stand out as what you're trying to portray. So that's one of the very important points you need to keep in mind while influencing. And I think and experiences was something that I got popularized on, and that's where I stuck to, because the concept of top studio was breaking the trend, and the stereotype of industry exposure as a because student, I was a design student, communication student at NIFT. The biggest challenge was that in the industry, we knew English and media, we saw those 4 years of study, and the change. And we were like, okay, what is that? We didn't know something like this was, and this is what the industry demanded. So I think bringing the on point and on trend is very important. So,
Sure.
so I took the, being a faculty, like a visiting faculty in college, the leverage of associating with media partners and say PR agencies. I've worked very closely with Process, and so, taking help for other brands, at least your own network. So a friend who probably runs a brand, I will tell you that, I'll bring you to my platform. It's about co-collaboration and co-creating and exploring that space. And when you attend it, review it from the fine details. It's not only about, you go to an event and probably you would eat and you'll absorb whatever is being shared, you take a few pictures and you come back. But there's so much more to it, right from
Sure.
planning, looking into the details. So if you take a note of that, I was trying to put that into processes for students and, about, what media has to offer, what it takes to go behind the scenes. So I think that that's my journey. But as an influencer, if you want to shine as a like an individual, I think first your genre, be networking immediately available to you. From your own network, your top 50, your top 50 people. I'm sure there will be someone who's probably running a brand, probably giving that kind of collaborate. And that's the step moving further, because you start getting recognition there. So that's the very first step that I think.
Yeah. And now I think maybe we should try and do the interesting masterclass which you've been telling me all about, the
Okay.
art of storytelling. Is that so?
Yes. So are you ready with your pen and paper?
Yes, I have it. And we should ask the viewers also to have the pen and paper ready. So that's my pen and paper.
Yes. Okay. Everyone, please get your pen and paper. We'll give you like about 15 seconds. Get prepped up. I want you to start writing. Yeah. So this exercise, in the meanwhile, I'll tell you a little about this exercise. This exercise is more or less where you connect your thoughts and convert it into a story. Now, what you could benefit out of this is that currently you might put out your thoughts, but if you do it on a daily basis or if you do it on a weekly basis, whenever you think you have time, it will help you put your thoughts or put, pen down your ideas into an actual story. That could also be a winning content for you. So another tip for the influencers and all the women entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So are we ready? Should we start writing? The
Yes.
first question is, write a line of your favorite song.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, once you write it, look at this paper here. I want you to fold the paper backward. So your text should be here, and you flip it backward and you fold it.
So hide it.
Hide it.
Okay.
But then make sure it comes on the same page. So if, for example, I'm writing it here, like I'll just write my name. So see, I've like written my name right here, so it goes behind like that.
Okay.
So then I'll keep folding it like that. After every question, I'll keep folding it.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah. Perfect. Now next, write a piece of advice you received from someone recently or in the near past.
Okay. Okay.
Done? Great. Okay. Next question is the one thing you will do after this lockdown is over. I'm waiting for it, but yes, one thing you do after the lockdown's over.
Okay. Done.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't get the last one.
Describe the most beautiful scenery you've ever seen in a sentence.
Describe the most beautiful scenery.
Yes, you've ever seen. Like you can just pen it down in a sentence.
Okay. ठीक है.
Okay. Now we need to fold this again, and then the next we'll move to the next question.
Okay.
Okay. In one sentence, write the last dream you remembered having.
Last 3 meals.
No, last dream you remember having.
Last dream. Okay.
Okay. So we fold it again. Then now I'll count to 10 and I want you to write from pen to paper, literally write anything that comes to your mind. Even if it comes that I don't know, write I don't know. Like, I will give you 10 seconds and I'll clock it and I want you to write whatever you want to write. Okay, so let's start this, okay? I'm starting. Okay, stop.
Okay, stop.
Okay. So now you've written this down. I want you to read your answers to us. But, okay, first take the liberty. First, you read all your answers, take the liberty to fill in the blanks and form and connect those answers into a story. And please read out to us. We would love to know.
Okay, so first I should read out all my answers individually.
Yes. And then you
Okay.
can create it into a story.
Okay, so yeah. So my favorite song I've written is from the movie Sound of Music. And because, I have a 3-year-old, so I've been like sort of playing that, Do Re Mi. So, the line starts as, let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
And the advice which I've been getting, especially because it's quarantine, it's been like reset yourself. After the lockdown, I'd love to go to a beach, you know. What was it? Like a scenery, right? Like the fourth was a scenery, right?
describe the most scenery.
Beautiful. Yeah, so that's been my experience while scuba diving and seeing underwater the sea world,
Okay.
And dreams, I can't remember, but I think I did. Last evening, I saw this movie by Ridley Scott, like it was Birdquake. It was one of the movies. So it was one of those slightly dark movies, and it sort of stayed in my mind, a bit. So, yeah. And yeah, what I wrote in the 10 seconds is all about how can we win this lockdown, because that's what our conversation has been. And we should all stay positive.
Okay. And what did you write in your amidst of like 10 seconds?
Yeah,
Like
that's what I wrote was this winning lockdown and how can we stay positive.
positive. Okay. Now, taking leverage of these sentences, I want you to form it in like just fill in the blanks and connect it to make it like a story.
Okay, so make the whole thing into a story.
Story, yeah.
Yeah, so let's start at the very beginning. When I learned how to scuba dive, I saw the most beautiful world, and I love going to the beaches. And and while I was on the beach, I thought of this Japanese English movie, and I was also thinking about how we can overcome this lockdown. So I was sitting on the beach and imagining that how we can stay positive and overcome this lockdown and reset ourselves.
Oh, wow. So, see, that's your story right there. I
Yes.
think if we put this down every day or maybe every week, it just takes 10 minutes. If we can do this as a daily routine, and it will really be able to bring out our thoughts out there, and it's a very, very big mental health boosting exercise as well. So,
Wow.
and you put it through, and it will also give you ideas to curate content, because sometimes you might have inspirational stories out there that like it sums up into that. And even right now I got a scene where you were probably chilling on the beach and you were strategizing and putting through something. So maybe if you had like a post, a throwback post, if I have to talk about it from a content curator, I would put that down. I would probably caption this story out there and put it out. So I think, that's your story right there for today. And
Yeah,
that's the
and in
activity.
fact, you just gave me an idea. So we do these fun Fridays with the team, and I was like, I'm going to give them this exercise, and I'll do this masterclass with them. And
Yeah.
it's actually, yeah. So I mean, I actually got the hang of it more when I did it with you right now. So it's really it's really an easy exercise to do, and I think, yeah, it makes you also feel positive, because then I started, like when you said create the story, then I went back to a beach, and how you sort of do this.
Correct.
So, thank you so much, Chandni, for this useful tip. And maybe we should put this out more for our viewers, so they can, do this exercise, because this is something which would boost everybody's mental health a lot. And my last question to you is, give me uh, your winning lockdown message for our viewers. What is your winning lockdown message which is positive?
Okay. So my winning lockdown message to each one of you is that even if you have not been productive, it is completely okay. Even if you feel that, that the world is coming to an end and you feel very demotivated, I think it's time you pick your favorite dish, you pick your favorite maybe your dress, maybe your favorite shirt, and that makes you happy. Put that together, feel good about yourself, love yourself, and pen it down. Follow this exercise, and I guarantee you that you will overcome this burden of able to coming forward.
No, this has been really, really grateful. I love the storytelling session. I loved your journey. I love what you talked about Quora Talk, how we can be an influencer. You've given us lots of tips. So, I'll be calling you and my team will be calling you how we can create more content for our Women Inspiring Network. And, it's also given me more food for thought for our lockdown series. And that is, like our lockdown series, our Winning the Lockdown series is about staying positive. So, one thing which keeps you positive, would you like to tell me throughout your lockdown? One of our
Sorry,
viewers wants
I
to
lost.
know what is the one thing which keeps you positive.
That keeps me positive. I think that, guys, I have this one little thing, and I'll just summarize it in one line for you. It is, life is a heartbeat. Have you ever seen the graph? Right? It goes up and it has, so your, like a heartbeat, your life has its ups and downs. And if it's at constant at any point, you're in trouble. So always remember, we are just going through our lows and we are going to take up the high tide very soon. So please
Ah,
be positive and stay positive. So
okay, on
yeah, that's
that
what.
note, yeah, that's a fantastic message. And on that note, you know, uh, we'll obviously tell you bye bye, but do log on to Women Inspiring Network. Do log on to the Talk Studio, and I hope everybody's enjoyed the session. And we see many more such sessions coming from Chandni for all our viewers. Thank you so much, Chandni.
Thank you, Stuti.
Bye bye.